It's the end of the year, and it's time to do one of my favorite things that I like to do every single year, which is ranking the best games that I played this year. With 2025 being, well, just a really solid year overall, we as gamers are winning since there's a game out there for everyone. There are so many new games out there, in fact, that it's near impossible to play them all. So on screen, I'll be listing a few games from this year that I think I would have enjoyed but didn't manage to play. I'll also show some games that I did play but did not manage to finish in 2025, so if I do finish them, they'll be added to next year's list. Two notable December games that I've been eagerly waiting for, Metroid Prime 4 and Skate Story, both released after I put this list together, so I guess future me editing this video will write some stuff during the editing process, what I think about the game, and put it on screen. Now for some quick honorable mentions. This year, I've got two of them. First up is Despelote. It's a very personal story of a kid watching Ecuador qualify for their first World Cup, and visually, it's a stunning game. Plus, I love football. Second, we've got a game about digging a hole. It's pretty quick, very fun to just switch off for a bit and just dig. Mindless game, but that can be a good thing, because it is very relaxing. Anyways, enough of the intro, let's start off the list. There are a lot of people out there that say that this game is bad, and I think that's just said in bad faith. Is it as good as its predecessor, the legendary Mario Kart 8? No. Is it underwhelming? Yes. Is the game bad? Absolutely not. World is a bit frustrating to look at because mechanically speaking, this game controls incredibly. The wall driving, rail grinding, and overall control of the karts are superior to 8. Even the track designs are very solid too, some great remakes of older tracks and some incredible new tracks like Great Block Ruins. And Knockout Tour, the Battle Royale mode, is the best kart racing mode ever. However, the abundance of intermission tracks, which is where you play most of the game on a glorified straight line, lackluster open world, altered Grand Prix, and the online mode, not letting you play dedicated tracks, yeah, it really does sour the experience a lot. Still a good game though, and the soundtrack, chef's kiss. Hollow Knight, not Silksong, the first one. I finally got around to beating it this year, and sure, it's good. I like the art, world, level design, lore, gameplay, and music. It's all pretty good, but it just didn't click with me. I love Metroid and Metroidvanias and have a big love for Souls-like aspects as well, but Hollow Knight just wasn't for me. I can see the appeal of what makes this game so great, but hey, the beautiful thing about games is that not every game is for everyone. I will try Silksong at some point later in time, but for now, I've had my Hollow Knight fix, and it was, overall, a very enjoyable experience. I actually beat this in December of last year, but not in time for my best games list for last year, so it's in this year's edition. Games Peak. For real. I am in love with the speed levels in the game with Sonic and Shadow, I somewhat enjoy the treasure hunting levels of Knuckles and Rouge, and I am not the biggest fan of the mech levels of Tails and Eggman. Gameplay wise, the game has some highs and lows all over the place, however, the one thing binding all this together is vibes and music. I love the characterization of the cast, the story that moves everything forward, and the music is one of Sonic's best. So, with some lows here and there, the stratospheric highs of the game, yeah, it's so worth it. Despite me having watched a bunch of Let's Plays and gameplay of Sonic Adventure 2 well before I tried it, the game felt fresh, good, and above all, was just peak. It's funny, because I didn't know about this game, like, at all. I picked it up on a whim when I heard a Trash Taste podcast say how it was just a great game overall. Sure, why not? I'll play it. Great game. I will dock some points that the game is a bit of a slog to replay, as lots of the characters and dialogue repeat themselves, but those first few playthroughs, man, that's something. Imagine Papers, Please, a game where you're forced to engage in discrimination, having to judge people like a book by its cover, just a lot scarier. The game is unsettling, and it always keeps you on edge, whether the next person let into your home is a visitor or not. There is a story at large here, but it's just the vibes this game gives off. Chilling really, super underrated horror game, highly recommend. Second kart racer on the list, and you can probably guess based on the year that we're having, not the last. CrossWorlds was my first Sonic racing game since Rider Zero Gravity on the Wii, and it felt so good to be playing a Sonic racing game again. Great stage design, a lot faster pace than Mario Kart World, super in-depth customization for both aesthetics and how your car feels to control, and for me at least, I love the music. White Cave, Sand Road, Kronos Island, hit after hit. The game also has some long legs. I come back to it every few weeks when they drop a new event, which either coincides with the release of a free new character or one of the paid new characters giving you nice cosmetics. I love how this is basically the Smash Bros equivalent for kart racers, because some of these crossovers are wild. Look at my main go-to loadout. I played Joker Persona 5 with the Minecraft minecart decked out in Hatsune Miku. Isn't that cool? This was the first Ninja Gaiden game I ever beat, and what a journey it was throughout. What really caught me off guard was how good the story was. Sure, it was a bit over the top in some cases, but it was gripping. I really loved the dynamic between Kenji and Kumori, how one was trapped inside the other person's body/spirit. Don't think too much about how that works. This is a game where demons invade Earth, just roll with it. But the moment-to-moment gameplay, super raw. Boss fights had me trying repeatedly, and it all culminates in one epic boss fight. I would 100% be down to let the Game Kitchen make another Ninja Gaiden game, because they cooked hard on this one. Out of all the games on this list, I do think this is the most underrated one. Please do check it out if you love old school, retro-styled action hack and slash games. This was my first Kirby game, and I'm not disappointed. Although I do have a lot I can say about this game, I'll try and keep it short and straight to the point. If you like Super Smash Bros., Masahiro Sakurai's previous games, and his way of designing games, play this game. It generally feels like a spiritual successor to Smash Bros. Ultimate, and this game isn't even in the same genre. Also, there's this cute Rick fellow. Look at him go. That should surely be enough to convince you to get this game. Don't buy this game if you value your time. Or do. I don't know, choice is yours. Just do know that this game is deviously simple on the surface, but is just incredibly well designed. Imagine Breakout, the block breaking game, just now as a roguelike with levels. You have different characters that change the way you shoot your balls, different ball types that deal either big or AoE damage, can be combined to create new balls, passive abilities, and boss fights. Did I mention there's also a city builder? Yes, there's that too. Ball Pit really does have everything a game needs. Biggest highlight of the game? The enemies chant along with the music of the game. Cinema. So imagine playing Russian roulette. That's the game. Done. Next game on the list. No, okay, there's a decent amount of depth here. You're given items that really add to the strategy. You can check the next round in the chamber, handcuff the dealer to make him lose his next turn, steal items, double damage, and more. Add the fact that the AI of the game is really good and can also use items. A first playthrough of the game is just tense to the max. And I love the music. Industrial techno, there's a reason why there are so many music mixes of this game on YouTube. Banger. Right, this game, it sunk its teeth into me. Be it playing it solo or with friends, this game has led to some of the most cinematic and fun multiplayer moments ever. Like I said in my previous video on Arc Raiders, I'm not a big multiplayer game guy, and the fact that I love this game as much as I do means something. Right now, the game has a great future ahead with its roadmap and has created a very nice community. Sure, you can't trust everybody you come across topside, but that makes it feel as good as it does once you do return to Speranza after a long extract. Great AI for its enemies to keep you on your toes, and incredible sound design that will stick with you for a long time coming. I will, however, criticize them for the use of the generative AI for their voice work. It sounds bad and it is not a good practice. Hire voice actors and give them good direction instead of using some text-to-speech model. Before we get to the top 5 games I played this year, a quick honorable mention. Again, this year I do want to highlight games as a medium and stuff outside of the actual game itself, which is why Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, is my honorable mention. Snubbed at the Game Awards and too late to have made my list last year, it's a great adaptation of Sonic and it's just a great movie all around. Keanu killed it as Shadow. I also want to highlight, as a music fan, especially of EDM, the Monster Cat remix album of Toby Fox's Undertale. A lot of love and care went into this album, as you can tell. These songs are reimagined beautifully, and although Toby Fox's Undertale will still be the best way to listen to the songs, I do like how it offers an alternate listening experience to some of the game's songs. Speaking of Toby Fox, Deltarune is also an honorable mention this year. The game has only released the first 4 chapters out of 7 so far, and chapter 4 was one of my gaming highlights this year. However, we'll save Deltarune for a future list once it's complete. Right, that's all on the honorable mentions. Let's get into this top 5. Okay, I like Sonic. Shadow Generations is the best 3D Sonic game. It has an incredible level of polish to it, a touching story, fun and replayable levels, and again, like any other Sonic game, super good music. It is, however, a very short experience that can be beaten in a few hours, which is still longer than Forces. The depth and tech this game has leads to so many hours grinding out the levels. S-ranks aren't easy, and some of the levels require absolute mastery of its shortcuts, optimizing the movement and playing perfectly. Kingdom Valley is the best example of this, with multiple paths that can be taken. Also, I will defend Chaos Island Act 1's music theme. It's great, one of my favorite songs in the entire franchise, and I know that that's a hot take. And the Sonic Generations remaster, yeah, that's a pretty good game too. Expedition 33 is truly something incredible. It is very deserving of receiving all the praise it gets because what that team at Sandfall managed to make here is very special. It takes a lot of inspiration from some of the best JRPGs out there and Sekiro too, and makes one incredible experience. Just the whole story behind how this game got put together with the formation of the team is inspiring. The first moment when the battle theme started playing when I was in the water area, the prologue, meeting Monoko, and so much more. However, the game for me at least is not the best in its class in a lot of areas. It's just great, incredible overall. I will say though that it probably has the best voice acting out of any JRPG out there. Verso and Mael, incredible characters. And the ending, no spoilers, but it's an emotional roller coaster and it had me in shambles. Donkey Kong Bananza would have been my pick for Game of the Year at the Game Awards this year if a certain other game did not release, but Bananza, this is my favorite 3D platformer since Super Mario Galaxy 2. The movement in this game, the innovative technology of making almost everything destructible, the Bananza transformations, and some of the best 3D levels in a platformer ever, and the music. Okay, I will say, for the most part, the soundtrack isn't very memorable. However, the Bananza transformations, the songs that play in the ending sequence, and some of the themes like The Divide are just peak. I also adore the battle challenge theme, and that final third of the game and the ending. Nintendo really cooked with this ending. This might be my favorite ending sequence to a game ever. It's just that good. But yeah, bananas are pretty cool, and you just got to keep breaking everything and keep breaking through. Like any other person that has spoken about Outer Wilds on YouTube, it's always hard to talk about Outer Wilds due to the nature of how Outer Wilds is played. Outer Wilds is a knowledge-based game, meaning that once you've beaten the game, it will be very hard to have an experience just as good on a repeat playthrough. The magic of uncovering the history of the world, learning how this small planetary system works, and finding friends along the way is special. Then there's the DLC that adds another layer to the ever-evolving mystery, leading to another beautiful journey. There is no game out there like Outer Wilds, and I don't think there'll ever be another game quite like Outer Wilds. One of gaming's most beautiful experiences ever. It would be my number one game this year if I wasn't such a big fan of another game and its sequel. So, my number one game this year is this. For me personally, it could only have been this. The first Hades was my favorite game of all time, and I think it's a game with little to no flaws at all. So, Supergiant Games decided that, you know what, let's make the game bigger, better, and still retain that same level of quality and polish of the first game. Yes, the game is basically more Hades, but is that a bad thing? It evolves the formula in many areas with new weapons, a bunch of new gods, tons of NPCs, incredible writing and voice acting, just incredible music and equally as good art, and some of the best boss fights. The story for me is also an incredible highlight, and although I know some people had some complaints with the ending of the 1.0 release, there have been some small tweaks that fix the issues it had. Hades 2 is a very rare game. It's not every day where a company decides to make a direct sequel to a game and have the sequel match and surpass the original, and no game studio had to follow up on having made Hades an honestly perfect game. So, although I do think that there are more flaws in Hades 2, it still surpasses the highs of the original, and for that, it's my favorite game this year, and probably of all time. So yeah, that's that. Hades 2 is the best game that I played this year, but do let me know what are the best games that you've played this year. Leave them in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or a dislike if you didn't enjoy it. And if you want to see more from me, a subscribe comes a long way in helping out. This is my last video of the year, as by tradition, so I'll be back making videos in January. I wish you a happy holiday period, a happy and good start to the new year, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day, night, week, and year, and with that, Storm out.